Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Real Talk Journeys of Resilience and Success. And today we are on episode 58. So from burnout to purpose, so Marcelina's leap from exhaustion to empowerment. So, and our guest is Marcelina Barrete, but she will be joining us in a few minutes. So before I dive into our topic, let me introduce myself. So, hi everyone, my name is Sandy. I'm originally from Panama, but currently residing in Surrey, British Columbia, Canada. I also work in the movie industry, and I'm a proud digital business owner and mentor. I also want to let you know that every Tuesdays and every Thursdays we have our live webinars. So if you want to learn how to start your online business and start earning online, all you have to do is just register into my website that appears on the screen with your name and email address, and I'll send you that invitation to watch the webinar. So when you register into my website, you will receive an email that will contain two links. So the first one is to register to the live webinar. That one will take you to a page that will have two buttons, one for Tuesday and one for Thursday. Since our live webinars is every Tuesdays and Thursdays, 5 p.m. PST, 6 p.m. MST, and 8 p.m. EST. So the second, you can register for either one or for both. So the second link that you get there is the link to the replay of the live webinar. So just in case you cannot attend the live webinar, that's not a problem. You can always catch the replay and watch it from the comfort of your own home. In addition to that, I invite you to our private Facebook group where you get to see more success stories from members of our community and more information about the business. Now, you're probably wondering, so what am I going to find out on the webinar? So, on the webinar, you're going to find out how our online business plan works. And also, you get to hear from the panelists, which are members of our community, who will be sharing with you why they decided to start their online business and how this online business has transformed their lives. So, let's find out who are the hosts and panelists from yesterday's live webinar. So if you want to catch this one before Tuesday's live webinar, here are the hosts and panelists for that day, for yesterday. Okay, so our host was Emina. She's a coach and online business owner. And our first panelist is Niha, an IT professional. We also have Maricel, a healthcare worker and caregiver. We have Lynette, a full-time entrepreneur. We have Ritika, a telemarketer and restaurant owner. We have Natasha, an online business owner and mentor. We also have Nicole, administration manager. We have Emmeline, a bank officer. So as you see, we have all different walks of life, but they all have something in common, and that is they took the leap of faith to change their life and their family's lives. So if you're catching this replay before next Tuesday's live webinar, the replays have subtitles in several languages, and our live webinar has subtitles in 5 languages: Spanish, French, Tagalog, Vietnamese, and Arabic. So there you go. So now you know what to do. So if you want to learn how to start your online business, all you have to do is just register into the website that appears on the screen. All right, so let's dive into our topic. So, like we mentioned, we are on episode 58. So, from burnout to purpose. So, Marcelina's leap from exhaustion to empowerment. So, our guest is Marcelina Barrete. So, before I bring her in, let me introduce her to you guys. So, I'm excited to welcome today's guest, Marcelina, an immigrant from Bohol, Philippines, now living in Saskatchewan, Canada. So Marcelina is a devoted wife, hardworking mom, and a proud digital business owner and mentor. She's balancing work, family, and building a business that gives her more flexibility and purpose, proving that it's possible to create a better future no matter where you start. So her journey is one of courage, commitment, and growth. So get ready to be inspired, and let's bring Marcelina to the studio. Hi, Marcelina. Thank you for joining.
Hi, thanks for the introduction. I love it.
Is there anything else you want to add besides what I say about you?
Yeah. Mayong adlaw sa tanang mga Bisaya diha where I came from, Bohol, Philippines, where you can find the famous Chocolate Hills. Mayong buntag sa mga Bisaya, magandang umaga sa ating lahat, sa mga Filipino immigrants all over the world. Yeah, I think that's all for me. The introduction is fine. That's good.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so let's dive into our topic and let me ask you the first question. Okay, so you mentioned it being tired of being tired. So working long hours and missing family time. What was the moment that made you realize it was time to make a change and say yes to this business?
Well, thank you so much, Sis Sandy. Well, I met, before I answer that, I met Sis Sandy as a stranger in our community. So we have the same goal, achieving goal of time and financial freedom. And we believe, both of us, that we believe that we deserve more, and we believe that this business changes lives. So that's what we have in common. And to your question, yeah, uh, to be honest, my story is as an immigrant, as a mom, isn't far from any immigrant who are here abroad, who are full of hope, just wanting to give our families a better life. Uh, I was working full time and one part time job before, that is Monday to Friday, and providing for my family, sending help back home. So that's a like a normal one for us immigrants, right? And still, I feel like it's never enough. And outside, I look I look okay, yeah. So outside, I look okay, I'm doing okay, but deep inside, I was drowning in exhaustion. So I know some immigrants, mom immigrants who can relate this, and my body was tired, my mind was overwhelmed, and I know deep inside my heart, I longing for peace and time with my kids. Yeah. So one day, it hit me so hard that no matter I work my whole life, I will never pay off our debt, and that crushed me. And this business opportunity was already in my door 2 years ago, 2 years before I started it. So I saw it, how it changed my sister's life, uh, receiving checks in the mail almost every day, and then paying off her debts, gaining freedom, and I was so inspired but scared. So those are those two feelings that I have before, and I prayed so hard. I prayed so hard for another way. And when God sent me this, I ignored it at first because it wasn't what I wanted. Yeah? So it wasn't what I had in mind. So but one day I look at my kids and said, this has to stop. They need me because I work for our living. I work to pay down our debts, and uh, I realized they need me, not just my salary, but me as their mom. So I finally said yes, not just to the business, but for my future, for my faith, and for my family, and uh, for my aging parents back home as well. Because it's been, before I started this business, uh, it's been 7 years. We weren't able to see each other because we don't have that kind of big bunch of budget. We know already when we go back home, when you don't have vacation, you have that big bunch of budget. But because of this business, we were able to save money for that trip. And yeah, so I am very thankful that I said yes to this, and not just for me, but for my family. And this is my journey now.
Thank you for sharing that. And yes, a lot of I'm pretty sure a lot of parents and immigrants out there will relate to your story because yeah, they usually, we come to these countries, for a better future, for a better life for us and for our family, right? um, but when we come here, we find out that one, if you had a profession back home, when you come here, you cannot do that profession.
Right.
Want to start doing that profession, you have to start from the bottom, learning and going through the university and all that. So um, it makes it really hard. So you have to, many times, a lot of immigrants, they go another route and then they study something else, and then that's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
So and like you mentioned, you were focusing on providing for your family, so you had a full-time job and then part-time to be able to, to provide, but it still wasn't enough. And then again, you were getting tired and exhausted. uh, and that's the thing, we tend to work for the money instead of, have the money work for us. And that's what this business allows you to do, has the money work for us instead of us working for the money. And and yeah, we're always focusing on making money, and making money thinking about the future, but we also forget about the present, living the present, spending those time with your loved ones. And that's what, you make you realize, like you saw your kids and you say, well, time is passing by, I'm missing milestones from them because I'm not fully present because, I'm working.
Mm-hmm.
So it made you realize and reflect on your life that you needed to do something. And that's something that if we don't pause and reflect about our life, we keep going into that cycle, you know?
Cycle. Yeah. It's a continuous cycle.
Yeah. And that's why, we're doing these lives here, because we want to show to people out there that you have options, that, you can get out of that cycle and really, have a better lifestyle where you can build that financial stability, and at the same time, be fully present for your family. So with your story, it really it changed, and I do relate to your hours, because I work in the movie industry. We work 12 hours, and like what we were talking before we started this live, and I was saying, um, I started this when I was young, so I've been in the industry for 25 years. um, and when I started, I was young, I had the energy, and I could work those long hours. I actually used to work more than that before. I used to work like sometimes 17 hours per day,
Mm-hmm.
and then that's not counting the time that I needed to drive from the location that I was shooting to my home.
Mm-hmm.
So back and forth. Um, so that really, when time passed, you know, I am aging, and I start feeling it.
Me too. I realized, oh, my body cannot do that anymore. No.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah, that's what made me, think, because, I didn't have the same energy as before. And I moved from working on set, which was very long hours, to working in the office, to looking for better hours. But even then, I still, now feeling it. And I didn't see myself, working until 67 years old, those long hours, and like you wanted to be more present for your kids, be able to not missing them. In my case, I don't have a family, but I do have my Asian parents here. It's only the three of us here in Canada. So
Mm-hmm.
right now they're independent, but you know, I want to be able to enjoy them now they are independent, and then eventually, when I will have to take care of them, I want to be there, present, fully present for them. And if I continue in my industry, that wouldn't be possible, you
Yeah.
know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the same in your case, with your kids. If you keep working that way, you're gonna missing all the milestone. When you look back, time has passed, because they grow so fast.
Yeah, they grow so fast, very fast. Now they are on the teenager stage. They are teenagers already. I really miss those time that I will read. books before going to sleep. No, I don't have that because once I got home, they're already sleeping. So those I wanted to say this to all moms up there. If you don't want that happen to your kids, try searching, uh, try discover this kind of online business. This
Mhm.
really changed a lot of moms, a lot of lives all over the world.
Yes. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. And like yesterday I had a guest, and we want to showcase this because the what this business can do in comparison to other business. I haven't seen other business like this one where you don't have to put too much time on building this, you know, compared to other buildings or other businesses where you have to have like inventory and dealing
Mhm.
with this and dealing with all that. For us, it's just at the beginning that we have to put more time because we don't we this business is designed for anyone with zero experience, zero technical skills, right? So um you just have to put time at the beginning to do your training, and eventually you start building, but it's really you have to put like 2 to 4 hours per day, and that's it. So the rest, you have that time for yourself, time to enjoy, because we are able to do this is because of the automated system that we have that works behind the scenes.
Yes.
So that really helps. So um that's something that I is very good, especially for, like, for example, parents with kids, because then they can be fully present for their kids. Like, a lot of people started these on the side, but eventually, this plan B or side hustle, eventually was able to surpass their actual income. And then at that time, they decided to leave their job, so quit their job. We have people in our community also that they love what they do and they continue working. They don't have to work because they're already making a lot of money, but
Mhm.
they want to continue to work because they love their job, what they do, and they do the business still on the side. But
Mhm.
yeah, they don't need to, because this business has already surpassed their actual income. But
Yes. Yeah, and that's true. Mm.
yeah, so yeah, so thank you for sharing that. And because you really have to have a strong why. Like I say, you took your time to reflect, and that's the first step that we have to do. So for the viewers that are watching, you have to pause, take a time to pause, and take a time to reflect on your life, to see what is important to you. And thanks to the digital world, anyone is able to build that lifestyle that they want, able to build those dreams, because the digital world, it gives you global reach, it gives you that flexibility. um when we used to say, only rich people can become millionaires, that's the thing of the past, because anyone can become a millionaire because of the digital era. It's something that our parents didn't have that option, because they didn't their option for them was to go to work, and if they build a business, it has to be with a lot of sacrifice,
Mhm.
um, but we have options now, besides our 9 to 5. So you can start this on the side, and eventually, this can become your plan A. So thank
Yeah,
you for sharing that for
you
that.
are very much welcome.
Your why. That's an important thing to
Yeah.
know why you're doing this. Okay, second question for you. In the beginning, you were hesitant to show up on social media and doubted your ability to succeed online. What mindset shift helped you push past that fear and become a mentor yourself?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. You know what held me back in the beginning was my fear. So I already said that this business was in my door, this opportunity in my door for 2 years already, but uh, my fear holds me back. So I was so hesitant to show up on social media. I posted on social media, but I don't see myself. talking to the social media, talking in front of camera, and I don't see myself as a business minded. Uh, well, before moving to the healthcare industry, I was a manager in the food service industry for almost 9 years or more than 9 years. So, but I don't own the business. I'm just an employee. So I don't have that business minded really because my profession was a teacher. So I don't really have the business before. And I don't see that kind of life. And then I wasn't that tech savvy and I'm an introvert. I really doubted myself a lot. Like, you know what? This a person. I'm that person that don't have a self confidence. Yeah, because I kept on asking, who would even listen to me then? Like, who will listen to me? That's all. That's what in my mind. But deep inside, no, I was tired. So there are lots of moms that tired but afraid of showing up. So that's me. So tired of working long hours, tired of missing time with my kids and to my husband, tired of feeling stuck and not growing. So what really changed is that my mindset. And I think having a right mindset is really important, not just in a business, but when you are going to achieve a goal. So I stopped focusing on my fears. Now I started focusing on my why. My why are my kids, my parents, and my desire to be financially free, that I can go back home or I can do my vacation back home, visit my parents without worrying the expenses. And that's totally like heaven to me. And I realized that I don't need to be perfect. It's not easy at the start. Of course, it's not easy, but I just need to be willing. Uh, my why really pushed me. My family, my eagerness to regain my time really pushed me to be willing in this business. And I realized I don't have the answers all. I just need to have the heart, a willing heart to help others. And of course, I surrounded myself with a supportive community. We have a very amazing community. Now, we are strangers, but we help each other. Now, I learned into trainings. Our trainings are very amazing. The training is for, I think it's for grade one. Like if you start zero, this is for you, really. And most of all, I really trusted God. Uh, God is my partner here. And now I'm not just building a business. I'm mentoring others who are just like me, or introvert, that we have option. We have room in this digital business, not just for those who are very confident in social media, but we have rooms because uh, this kind of skills can be learned, really can be learned. And that's my experience. I learn it. It's This is not my skill of talking in front of people. This is not my skill, but I learn it. I learn it and I keep on practicing. At first, doing my go live, oh my god, I cannot imagine myself like uh, 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 talking to that, and I cannot focus on what I wanted to say because my fear, my what I feel in myself, like I overthink a lot. So I cannot focus on what I wanted to say. So that's why I really keep on practicing, doing go live, doing making videos. And even though I have a lot of like uh, takes in taking videos, I have a lot. And until I improve myself on the way I talk. So it's really uh, kind of practice. Practice. And they said practice makes perfect, and that's very true. No, and now from doubting myself to helping others believe in themselves, you just have to believe in yourself. That's the very main thing, and no one will believe in you, only yourself. And to all moms out there who are scared of starting a new one, or scared of getting out of their comfort zone, know that courage isn't the absence of fear. It's moving forward with faith. It's moving forward. Don't get stuck wherever you are right now. Uh, it's good working, it's good, but uh, think about it. Is your body really uh, good in working? Think about it. Because when you reach the age of 40, then you will realize the energy is not there anymore when you were young. So start now while you are young, start while you have your own 9 to 5 job that can support this business. And it's not easy at the start, but it's worth it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much for sharing that. Yeah, you touch a lot of nuggets there. In regards to the lives, I was like you, I'm a shy person. I'm an introvert. I didn't seem I work in the movie industry, but I don't like to be in front of the camera. I like to be behind the
Yes.
camera. So I started like you, I started recording myself too until I got used to see myself, and then eventually, I got courage to press that live button. And then I was okay too at the beginning, when I got used to see myself in there and nobody was watching. So I was fine with that.
Yeah, nobody was watching. Yeah, well, that's fine. That's life.
But for me, it was okay, until one night, like I had to complete a 10-day Go Live challenge. And then it was like 11 p.m. And I said, okay, I have to do this before the end of the day. Uh,
Mhm.
so I said, well, no one is gonna be watching. So I went in and I started my life, and then suddenly I got someone watching me, and I was like, oh no. And then I forgot everything that I had planned just because seeing that someone was watching me was like scary for me, because I was so used to be no one watching me, so I was fine with me. But that was my first scary moment, and like like fear, when we're talking about fear, fear is the one that pushes you to grow. It's that thin line that like fear is here, and the other side, is where you start growing, where you start reaching that success. So for example, when you find this online opportunity, like you say, you had fear because you had those doubts, like, I don't like to do social media, be in front of the camera. I don't know if I have the skills because I never done any online business or anything about business. So those things, a lot of people that are watching probably are asking the same thing. I don't have any knowledge, I don't have any skills. But really, you don't worry about that because like Marcelina mentioned, our training is video-based training. It's like she says, it's made for grade one. So it's made for someone who has zero knowledge, zero skills. We have people in the community from 18 years old all the way to 85 that I'm aware, doing the business. So if they can do it, so can you. So don't worry about not having the skills because really you learn everything here. I learned so much when I started my journey. I didn't know anything about advertising on all the social media platforms. That was like a whole new world for me. And I knew a little bit of marketing skills, but nothing compared to what I have learned on this business, and I continue learning. That's what I love about this online business too, because you never stop learning.
Yeah, you never, yeah, never
Yeah.
stop learning. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like you keep growing as a person. So, like you mentioned, I didn't have self confidence like you, so I relate to what you say. And a lot of people when they start this journey, they also don't have self-confidence, but they build that self-confidence here, in this journey. Because this journey, I love the journey. It may have like ups and downs and moments, where we feel down, but it's a journey that it lets you find yourself, along the way. You get to find things that you thought that you couldn't do it, and now you can do it. You found, things that you thought that you didn't like, and now you love it. So it's like really finding yourself along the way. So I love that journey. You also talking about mindset, and yes, I do agree with you. To be able to see this online business opportunity, you really have to have the right mindset to be able to see. One of the things that I love what you mentioned on the other previous point was that you reflected in your life. You saw your kids, and then you saw what was going with you on your life, and you say, no, I gotta do something. um and that's when your mindset starts shifting. It doesn't matter how scared you are, how you see it as a challenge, because it's total a new world for you. uh but you knew that you had a why, and that why was your kids, your family, your aging parents, be able to help back home, and be able to change the destiny of you and your family. Not to keep continue the way that you are going. Because like you mentioned before, you, even if you work so many years, you're still not going to be able to pay all those debts. So you had to do something, and that's the kind of mindset that will help you to see this opportunity. Because if you don't have something like that, then you won't see it. Even if we show it to you, you won't have that
Yeah.
option. Because I mean,
Because
you're an example, because you saw it back 2 years. It was 2 years ago, right?
if you are okay, then you will not do more than what you are earning.
Mhm. Yeah. Yes. So you really have to reflect in your life and see, like, oh, do I want to continue working these hours? Or, like working two jobs. Some people work 2 to 3 jobs, to be able to provide. So, like you mentioned, when you're young, when we're young, we have so much energy, and yes, we can do it. But as we grow older, that our bodies start feeling it. We don't have the same energy, and that really makes us think, like you gotta do something. You gotta find out, uh, what is available there that I can do, where it doesn't require too much energy for me to do, and I'm able to have that time, that enjoyment, with my family. So
Mhm.
thank you for sharing that. And the why is very important, why you're doing it. You also mentioned, now you are a mentor, so you're mentoring and helping others. And see, that's the other thing that we have in this business. We have a purpose, making an impact on some other people's life. So people will relate to you because what you went through. You were like them, you were scared, so you didn't have that confidence. But now you were able to build that confidence, and you're still building that confidence, and you are able to help them also to start building that confidence on themselves. So, and start believing in themselves. And you mentioned believe in yourself. Yeah, that's very important. Because we can believe in someone, but if they don't believe in themselves, nothing's gonna happen. It has to start with you believing in yourself first. So if someone sees that you have potential, start believing in yourself, because you can. And it's true. I've seen it so many people that they thought that they couldn't do it, and they could. you
They
know
could. Yeah.
they just needed to believe in themselves and then try.
Yes.
You have to take action, otherwise nothing's going to happen. You have to get out of that comfort zone and reach out. um, the other thing you mentioned, doubting. Yeah, doubting, that's something that, I don't think it will go away. It's the same thing as fear. Fear always is going to remain in there, because fear is there always to push you to keep growing. I just an example of that is, I've been doing lives for a while now. At the beginning when I started, my heart was palpitating so fast,
Yeah.
because I was so scared, what to say and all that. But then after like Marcelina was saying, practice, practice, practice. It helps you to build that confidence, and start becoming better. But once in a while, that fear comes up out of the blue, and then it feels like the first time, and I'm like, oh my god, if I'm starting to feel nervous, but as I go through my life, that fear is still disappearing. Why? Because you are overcoming that fear by taking action.
Mhm.
So fear really doesn't go away. It's always there to push you to keep growing. So um, fear is like that push button
Mm.
to come on, you gotta go. You just have to learn to work with the fear and then doing it by doing it. Um, so what else? So yeah, doubting yourself. Yeah, we're gonna have those moments where we're gonna start thinking, what other people are gonna say, if I'm doing this, you
Mhm.
am I gonna be able to do this? Is this gonna really work? But you really have to focus on yourself. So start blocking what other negative things and those doubts that are coming out of your mind, because many times it's us who think that those things is no one, sometimes it's no one on the outside are thinking that, but we think about that.
Yeah. We think that we overthink, but we
Yes,
don't know. Who
yes,
knows? They might not be thinking like that because
yes.
we are busy, you know?
Yeah, it's like me, when the first time, I started, like, I wasn't posting first about the business because, I had those doubts, and I started to post one by one. And then because I was afraid what people will think, my family, my friends, um, but then I saw that they didn't. So I kept posting. So that was fine. And then one day I say, okay, now I have to take the courage to go live on my personal profile.
Mm.
And but I was scared at the same time because I'm like, okay, now they're gonna see me, what they're gonna think about me.
I
Uh,
can really relate to that.
so I did it, and then nothing happened. And then I said, okay. And so I kept doing it, and then after that was fine. But yeah, it's really, we are the ones thinking, what other people think, but don't worry about that. And if other people are thinking, um, like what you're doing, is a scam, blah, blah, blah. Don't pay attention to that, because you're the one who's doing the business. You know what's happening because you're on the inside, Seeing it from the outside, people is going to think like, oh, it looks too good to be true, And it's true. When I started, even when I went to the Facebook group, when I decided to find more information, I saw that and I said to myself, wow, it looks too good to be true. But you know what? I'm just gonna do it because what if it's true? What if it's true? So I decided to go in, and then once I find out, I understand why. Is that it looks too good to be true. So that's why I'm here. We decided to take that leap of faith, and we understand from the inside. My guest yesterday, one of them that she's a job quitter, and I was interviewing her. That's what she was mentioning. You really won't know how it works until you are on the inside, and
Inside.
that's you want to see the potential of this business. But from looking from the outside, you cannot see that,
No.
uh,
No.
because you're gonna have those uh, blockage that you're gonna put to yourself, like, oh no, that's not real, that's a scam, blah blah blah. But no, when you're inside, you will find out that
Yeah.
it's really good. But you have to be on the inside to really understand.
Yes. Right.
Okay, so third question for you. Okay, so you now balance a full-time healthcare job and a thriving digital business. How has this journey helped you reclaim time, purpose, and create a vision for your family's future?
Well, thank you for that question. Before I answer that, I would like to say thank you to my younger sister, who is my coach and mentor, who is the bridge for me to this digital business opportunity, for having a patience on keeping on showing this business to me, on encouraging this business to me. And thank you so much. And if you're watching now, thank you, my sister. And she's now a job quitter in for more than 5 years already because of this business. So thank you, and I owe you a lot. Okay, so yeah, balancing a full time in a healthcare job and a digital business hasn't been easy. Before I started this business, I was working two jobs before started. When I started this business, I worked two jobs. So until I quitted one part time job, and then I was focusing on the healthcare job. So it wasn't easy at all, of course. You have to like balance everything. But this has been the best decision I ever made for myself and for my family. Before this, I know all I know is work, 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 clock in, clock out, go home, tired, wake up tired, repeat, and then repeat. So, already I barely have time for my kids, and I was just surviving, not really living. And that was my life before. But this business opened my eyes and heart for something else, that I can still dream. I can build something for my own, on my own, and that I can make income without working more hours. Now, even while I have a 9 to 5 job, I get go home after work. No more second job. Before, I after my 9 to 5 job, after doing my managerial job, I will go to another branch as a regular employee for my part time. So no, now uh, I get to go home after my 9 to 5 job and then do this business. I have I have extra income slowly growing, and I have hope again, a purpose again, and a vision again. Not just for myself. That's really changed me, and I now see the future where I can fully be present for my family, support my aging parents, and no longer worry about paycheck to paycheck. Uh, I don't have that much result yet as the others, but now I'm building it. A legacy, not just for myself, but I'm building a business that I can pass on to my kids. That I can help others, working moms out there, that people or moms who are very introvert. So um, to all working moms out there who are feeling stuck, who are not selfish but wanting more, you are allowed to build a life. You don't need to break. You don't need a break from, like, you are allowed to build. You have a lot of room to improve in yourself. So uh, the best thing happened to me now is taking out that part-time job, and it's really helped me. And that's the best thing so far, that this business helped me out.
Thank you for sharing that. And yeah, I do agree on a lot of stuff that you mentioned there. One of the things, balancing, doing with the time management at the beginning, it's a little bit hard because we are putting something else into our business, into our day, and we are not used to that. So it's like kind of like balancing. But once we figure out a way to do it, then it's fine because like the business adapt to your hours and not the other way around. But at the same time, you have to make sure that you do your business. You allocate time for your business because um, you don't want to treat your business as a hobby. You want to treat your business as your business because that's your even though you have your job is a plan B now, because your plan A is the one that you're building for your future, for you and your family. Um, so that's the mindset that we need to start working on. And I love that you say that. I love the legacy. You mentioned about the legacy, about the financial part of it. You know that you can pass the business to your kids. You know, you're building this business now, but eventually, um, once we are no longer in this world, then we can pass it on to a loved one. You know, and in this case, to your kids. But there's another legacy that you're leaving behind to them, and that is the one that they're watching you. They're watching you when you started this journey. They're watching you, how my mom, she was an introvert. uh she was able to do things that she never thought that she would do, like, for example, lives, um getting out of her comfort zone, um building that self-confidence. So those are things that your kids are watching, and they're getting inspired. They say, well, if my mom, is able to go for her dreams, totally do something different, so can I, and so they see you how to overcome obstacles and challenges, so they're learning all those through you, through watching you. So those are, or that's the other legacy that you're leaving behind to your kids, showing them that, whatever you set your mind to, it you can do, you can achieve, you know so that's the other thing that thank you for sharing that. And then you see, like this business, besides, the purpose of, like, you have a goal because you want to create a better lifestyle for you and your family. You also have a purpose because you're also impacting other people's life. You're also to be able to help them, to be able to achieve the same dream that you're building. They also, are able to achieve it. So you are helping them to also build that confidence, to start believing in themselves. And that's something that, it has a purpose on what you're doing, and it makes you rewarding to see how, they come to this journey not having that confidence or not believing in themselves, and then you see them, grow as the time goes by,
Mhm.
starting building in themselves, starting to getting out of that comfort zone. So that's a purpose that makes you, rewarding for what you're doing, that you're impacting other people's life through your mentoring. um, you mentioned that you're building your financial stability now. For now, you say, you mentioned it's small, but that's okay for those who are watching us, because this is not a rich quick scheme. So this is just to show you, she talk about her sister. Her sister is a job quitter now. She is a job quitter for the past 5 years, I think.
Mhm. Yes.
Yeah. So because of this business, she was able to quit her job, and now, she's living, that time freedom, and financial independency. But, you know, when we start in this journey, it starts small, okay? But that's the potential of this business, is the scalability of this business, because it's like a compound, it keeps small, but it keeps growing and
Yes.
growing and growing and growing, that eventually will surpass your actual income and more. In fact, when I started in 2023, we have a Wednesday mastermind, which is a training for the entire global community. So I used to call Wednesday Mastermind, but now it's called Millionaire Mastermind. And
Mhm.
that is because we have more than one millionaires in our community. People making six figures per month. That's just to give you an idea of the potential and scalability of this business. So even though, we start making small amounts at the beginning, that keep increasing as we go through our journey. So in average, just to give an idea, an average, people are having, the big results between 3 to 5 years. Some people do it before that, but in average is between 3 to 5 years. So
Mhm.
it's everyone's journey is different.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing. Don't compare your journey to others, because everyone's journey is different. um, but what you have to do is just enjoy your journey, enjoy, all those obstacles and challenges that although you might see a negative, is actually, it has a positive side, because that's what helps you grow. That's what helps you, learning from those mistakes.
Hmm.
And from those mistakes, you are able to help others so they don't make the same mistakes. So really, the those setbacks or those failures, like some people like to see a negative, is actually a positive thing, because that's a stepping stone to get you closer to where you want to get. So thank you for sharing that. I think I'll leave it there for now. But one of the things that, like, one of the success that you have, that you share, is that now you're not doing your part-time job, just your 9 to 5. So this is how you can see, how this business is able to help people, to start cutting jobs. We have one of the leaders that he used to work 3 jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, Franco.
Yeah.
Yes.
Franco, Eden, a lot.
Yes,
Mildred.
there's so many. There's so many
Yeah.
of, yes, there's so many of them. But just to tell you, like, people are cutting, from 3 jobs to 2 jobs, and then eventually from 2 jobs to 1 job, and then eventually, to zero job quitter. So this is how this business, is helping a lot of people to be able to reach their dreams, that kind to build that kind of lifestyle that you want, because everyone has a different perspective of what they want in life. But at the end of the day, everyone reaches to that final destination. We all started in different stages, but or sometimes we start at the same time. But everyone, it doesn't matter if you one person goes fast, the other person goes slow, because at the end of the day, everyone reaches to the same destination, and everyone is able to build that financial independence. So we just wanted to have Marcelina, to listen to her story, to get inspired by her story. She shared, her sister, she was able to come here and find this online business opportunity because of her sister. She ignored it 2 years ago, but she came back because she realized. So a lot of people are in the same situation, that they see it, they don't believe it at first, but then after that, they come back, because and they regret that, why I should have started, back then when I saw it the first time.
Mhm.
But that's part of the
Yeah.
job.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
part.
yeah, because sometimes, like, it's sometimes we see it, but we're not ready yet. So like
Yes.
someone was mentioning it, before, like, yes, I saw this before, but I think if I wouldn't done it that time, I probably would have left, quit, give up on the business, because I didn't have the right mindset. So yes, now I started later, but now I have the right mindset. So I know that I'm not gonna give up, because I know what I want. So that's the difference there.
Yes, yes, yeah. And
So
sometimes, situation can push you to do something. Like
yes,
you don't imagine that you will do it, but a situation can push you to do it. Like, yeah.
yes, that's true.
Uh,
So we call the aha moment.
oh no, yeah.
Yeah, like me, my setback, turned out to be a blessing, actually, for me, because I was able to find this online business opportunity. So
Mm.
so we want to say thank you to everyone that has watched the live with us today. For those catching the replay, thank you so much. To our followers, thank you so much for being part of our journey, for believing in us, and for engaging with our content. For those who are watching us and you guys don't follow us on Facebook, you can follow me up here, and you can follow Marcelina at, what is the name of your business page?
Marnel Barrete. Yeah, well, I'm live on my business page, so yeah.
Yes. So
Okay.
So if you're watching Marnell, that you can follow her on that business page, and then that way you get to know us a little bit more, who we are, what type of content we post in our pages, and more information about the business. Now, if you're watching us from YouTube and you haven't subscribed to our channel, you can press that subscribe button, and then also press that notification bell to get notified when we post new contents and when we are going live, so that way you keep learning about this online business opportunity, and when you're ready, we'll be happy here to guide you. So We want to say thank you. We have some like emojis here from Frank Fada MW, Ayubu Kefa, Isaka Juma, Ibrahim Kulibali. So thank you so much for all your like emojis and thank you for watching. Um, we also want to say thank you to Marcelina for spending her day with us today, sharing her journey
Sure.
and her experience. So thank you so much. Um, so we hope so that you got inspired with Marcelina's story, her journey, what she shared with you today, and you get to take a moment and reflect in your life. Value, weigh, what is more important to you. What are the changes that you want to make in your life that you see that you might not be doing until your retirement. So that makes you, think about it. And then if you want to know more about this online business opportunity, here are the options that you have. So first one, you can put in the comments more info, or two, you can send us a private message and we'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. Or third, you can register directly into our website that appear on the screen with your name and email address, and we'll send you that invitation to watch the webinar. So when you register into our website, you will receive an email that will contain two links. So the first one is to register to our live webinar, which happens every Tuesdays and Thursdays, 5 p.m. PST, 6 p.m. MST, and 8 p.m. EST. So that link will take you to a page that will have two buttons, one for Tuesday and one for Thursday. So you can register for either one or for both. The second link you get there is the link to the replay of the live webinar. So just in case you cannot attend the live webinar, you can always catch the replay and watch it from the comfort of your own home. In addition to that, we also invite you to our private Facebook group where you get to see more success stories from members of our community and more information about the business. Now, you're probably wondering, okay, so what am I going to find out on the webinar? So on the webinar, you're going to learn how our online business plan works. And also you get to hear from the panelists, which are members of our community, who will be sharing with you why they decided to start their online business and how this online business has transformed their lives. So there you go. So now you know what to do. So again, we hope so that you got inspired with Marcelina's story. And if you haven't watched it from the beginning, go back and watch it. There's a lot of nuggets in there. So we also want to say thank you to everyone, and want to wish everyone a happy and blessed Friday for those who are on Friday, and a happy and blessed Saturday for those who are on Saturday, and a happy and blessed weekend ahead for everyone. So thank you again for watching, and stay tuned for tomorrow for another topic on the Real Tech Journeys of Resilience and Success. Another topic and another guest. And thank you again, Marcelina, for being here with us today. Thank you.
You are very much welcome. Thank you so much for the time and the invitation.
Thank you. My pleasure. The pleasure is mine to have you.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.